We're going to felicitate our distinguished guests. I request to take seats. Mr. Icaro Valdemera from Colombia is a singer, a writer, an editor, and a producer also. Mia Lecoming. Okay, sorry. First of all, Mr. Bishwadip Chakraborty, on behalf of Antonym, will deliberate and delivered his speech for the program. First of all, Mr. Bishwadip Chakraborty.
Distinguished guests, eminent poets, and ladies and gentlemen, good evening everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to Kolkata Poetry Confluence on behalf of the Antonym magazine. The Kolkata Poetry Confluence, which may appear to be starting today, which is as an event for 3 days, actually the beginning of the event, beginning of Kolkata Poetry Confluence happened on 17th February, on Jivananda Das's birthday, when you announced the translation competition from 10 languages from the subcontinent into Bengali and English. And these 3 days event, starting today and culminating the overall goal and vision of Kolkata Poetry Confluence. Today, I'm here just to give an introduction of the Antonym which we represent. The Antonym magazine was started 2 years back with the dream. The dream was to connect literature of this region with the global literature by establishing a platform. How do you do that? And the journey started from that time onwards, and that dream slowly turned into a vision, a bigger vision of connecting the cultural and literary traditions of the world and collaborating and interacting with each other, and not only for Indian languages or any particular language, but all the languages together. And that you can also think of as a germination of the concept of Kolkata Poetry Confluence. But I'll stick to the Antonym magazine right now. Since we are talking about working with multiple languages, the translation became the core of our work, right? And from 2020 onwards, over these last 1.5 years, we're proud to have published from more than 36 different languages into English into our magazine, and the journey continues. But we did not limit ourselves to translation. We believe in experimentation. We try out different things, and sometimes we do things differently. As some of you have noticed, this Kolkata Poetry Confluence itself, the way we have designed it is to include the society as a whole and be very inclusive. So Today, as we have started this last 3-4 days, our visiting poets, Ikaro Valderrama, have been doing workshop with visually empowered performers from Bangladesh. And similarly, Mia Lekhante was connecting with women poets who writes in different languages and doing workshop with them. So we do things differently, and when you do things differently, you are not following an established path. And when you don't follow an established path, you cannot expect to be perfect. So perfectionism is not what we aim for. We look for continuous improvement and look to see how more and more we can collaborate. The Kolkata Poetry Confluence, as I've told, started from February, is also a story of collaboration. We are so proud and happy that we got support from 11 very distinguished poets from 10 different languages who shared their poems with us so that we can offer it to the translators for translating into Bengali and English. And we are also thankful to the translators from different parts of the country and even outside who took that challenge and have translated and submitted, and it has been a very long process that we have gone through. So that's how we have been progressing for this event, and Antony Magazine is proud to be associated with that, and we continue. We want to really collaborate globally through the poets, with the writers, with the translators, and that is the only way we can go forward. Once again, I thank everyone for supporting us so that we can continue our journey, because our journey has just begun, and we hope that through our endeavor and with your support, the Antony Magazine will be able to continue this path of bringing all literature together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bishwadip Chakraborty. I now request Mrs. Bitasta Ghoshal to deliver her speech on behalf of Bhasha Samshad.
Good evening, our honorable guest. আমি এতক্ষণ মিশনের যেহেতু ইংরেজিতে বললো, আমাদের এখানে অনেক বাঙালি রয়েছেন, আমি তাদের জন্য বাংলাতেই বলছি। ভাষা সংসদ 1975 সাল থেকে অনুবাদ সাহিত্য নিয়ে কাজ করছে, এবং আমরা আমাদের একটাই মতো, ইউনিটি ইন ডাইভার্সিটি কথাটা আমরা বলি। আমরা বলি যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংয়ের কথা, কিন্তু সেই শব্দটার সঠিক যে ব্যবহার আমরা ব্যক্তিগত জীবনে করি না। সাহিত্য ছাড়া অন্যান্য রাজ্যের, অন্যান্য দেশকে জানার কোনো উপায় নেই। সেই কাজটাই আমরা করি থ্রু ট্রান্সলেশন, অনুবাদের মাধ্যমে। আমাদের মধ্যে আজকে প্রচুর রিনাউন্ড মানুষ রয়েছেন, এবং আমাদের একটি মতো যে আজকে যারা বাইরে থেকে এসেছেন তাদের সঙ্গে আমাদের বাঙালি পাঠক, বাঙালি কবি, বাঙালি লেখকদের পরিচয় করিয়ে দেওয়া। কারণ আমরা অনুবাদে হয়তো অনেকেই জানি, কিন্তু তাদের সঙ্গে সরাসরি সংযোগ আমাদের হয় না। সেই গুরুত্বপূর্ণ ভূমিকা পালন করার জন্যই আমরা আজকে যৌথভাবে এই কাজটা করছি। মিশনে বলেছেন এই পোয়েট্রি কনফ্লুয়েন্সের আরেকটি পার্ট ছিল আমাদের পুরস্কার প্রদান। আজকে সেই নিয়ে বিস্তৃত যাব না, তার কারণ গেস্টরা যারা বাইরে থেকে এসছেন তারা ভীষণ টায়ার্ড, অনেকেই জার্নি করে এসছেন। বিশেষভাবে কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাবো ইউনিভার্সিটি কর্তৃপক্ষকে, কারণ আমাদের এই অডিটোরিয়ামটা তারা ব্যবহার করতে দিয়েছেন এবং আমাদের সঙ্গে পার্টনার হয়েছেন। আমি গৌরী ম্যাম রয়েছেন আমাদের সঙ্গে, তাকেও স্বাগত জানাবো, সাহিত্য একাডেমিকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি, বা তারা আমাদেরকে অনেকটাই সাপোর্ট করেছেন এবং আরও যারা রয়েছেন আমাদের সঙ্গে যাদের ছাড়া আমরা অপূর্ণ তাদের সকলকে আমাদের তরফ থেকে যৌথভাবে থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকার জন্য। আর সময় নেব না, গেস্টদের আমরা আজ এখানে ডেকে নিচ্ছি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, Bitasta. And now the hours come for which we have been waiting for so long. It is time for us to pay our respect, to express our gratitude to the eminent poets without whom this festival would not have been possible. So may I take this opportunity to call them upon stage so that we can express our gratitude through a token memento. So may I call upon stage Muhammad Nurul Huda, who has been kind enough to come all the way from Bangladesh this morning. Ami jani dada kotota tired. Another eminent guest who is without whom this wouldn't have been possible, K. Sachidanandan. আমাদের কলকাতার কবি রণজিৎ দাস, Anamika, who's come all the way from New Delhi, Santosh Power, whom we have whisked away directly from the airport, and we haven't let him go back to Udayachal, so please come up. Sukita Rani, Saroj Bal, we welcome you all, and we are so thankful, so grateful that you've given us your poems to be translated, and you've come all the way. Welcome, all of you. And now it's time for us to welcome our international guests. Of course, Nurul Hudada to international kintu Banglar. So we have Mia Ali Kampf, who's been conducting workshops and whose presence has been so inspiring for us. Welcome, Mia. And Icaro Valderrama from Colombia. Again, a very interesting performer whose performance we're going to witness tonight. Icaro. Okay, he'll be coming. So without wasting much time, I know all of you are very tired, and please let us all welcome you with an open hand. A big round for applause for our poets. And it's now time to express our appreciation, express our gratitude because you're here. So may I call upon stage a person without whose support, without whose unstinted support this event wouldn't have been possible. May I ask Mrs. Gauri Basu, the director of EZCC, to please come up on stage. Gauridi, thank you so much. And I'll give you a little trouble. May I ask you to be the first one to felicitate our poets? Please. May I ask our volunteers to please bring the trays? Gauridi, I would request you to please felicitate Muhammad Nurul Huda, the eminent poet from Bangladesh. This Uttorio has been specially designed by a friend of ours, and we hope you like it. And her name is Shanjukta. She'll be up on stage. And yes, Ikaro, come. Yeah, আমরা ঢুকিয়ে নেব. May I now call upon stage Mr. Devendra Devesh, again, a person without whose support we couldn't have organized this festival, the Regional Secretary of Shahitya Academy, Mr. Devendra Devesh. I'll request you to please felicitate our poet K. Sachidanandan. And K. Sachidanandan is a very familiar face in Calcutta. Yes, from the current to the ex, yes. And so this is how the confluence is going on. This is how the connection remains. May I request Professor Anandolal to please come up on stage? Anandada has been with us right from the very beginning, guiding us, helping us connect with people. Anandada, without you, again, this wouldn't have been possible. I'll ask Anandada to kindly felicitate our own poet, Ranajit Dash. I'd also like to add a word or two about the memento. We thought we'd design something specially from Bengal, so we got a terracotta memento done. I hope you like it. Thank you, Anandada. May I ask Bishwadip Chakraborty from the Kolkata Poetry Confluence team to please come and felicitate Anamika ji. Okay. I know it's heavy, but thank you, Vishwadip. May I ask Bitasta Ghoshal, one of our key organizers, to please honor Santosh Pawarji. Vishnu Priya Chaudhuri, again from the Kolkata Poetry Confluence team. Vishnu Priya, would you please honor Sukita Rani? Vishnu Priya is a dynamic editor of our Antonym magazine. I'll request Bibek Chatterjee from Team Kolkata Poetry Confluence to felicitate Saroj Bal. Thank you. Oh, Vishnupriya just informed that Anju Makhija, a very eminent guest and who was not keeping very well, I know, she is here. So Anju, please, may I ask you to please come up on stage? Could we have another chair, please? We welcome Anju Makhija from Mumbai, the eminent playwright, poet. And it's not very frequently that we get to see Anju in Kolkata, so welcome. May I ask Gauridi to do the honors again? Please felicitate Mia Licom from Italy. May I request David Ji to please do the honors and felicitate Ikaro Valderrama. Devendra Ji is doing it. Quick. Devendra Ji, please. যে ডিজাইন করেছে সে বলতে পারবে। Do we have anybody from Va Boutique here? বলতে পারবে কার কবিতা? We'll find out. No. আপনারও না, we'll find out. And finally, may I ask Shubhra Sengupta to kindly felicitate Anju Makhija. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Shubhra. And thank you once again, our eminent guests. And I once again reiterate that we know you are tired. We know that you've had a very long day. So we won't lengthen this felicitation function anymore because we are going to meet you again and again in the next 2 days. So I think we can just all go out and have some. Okay, okay. But before, just. Okay, yeah. Before we actually disperse for the long-awaited tea, there is a very small function. But before that, I would definitely want Team Kolkata Poetry Confluence to felicitate Gauridi and Devendraji. But we consider them our own. But it's just a token of appreciation for being there and for being so helpful. May I ask Vitasta? Vitasta, please. Yes. Vitasta, please. Gauridi. Just a small token of appreciation from us. Vishwadeep, will you come do the honors for Devendraji? একটু পরে দাদা একটু পরে তার আগে একটা ছোট্ট ছোট্ট অনুষ্ঠান আছে yeah we will now just quickly move on to the to a very to a small event that we have been looking forward to very eagerly. We have published 3 books, 2 books and 1 magazine, and which is something very close to our heart because this is the first issue of the Antony magazine, the very first print issue of the Antony magazine that will be inaugurated here in August Company. So we have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. So we'll just take 2 minutes of your time and release the books. So the tea will be warm, I can assure you that. So may I ask Mohammad Nurul Huda to kindly inaugurate Mia Likhom's book that we have published. Can we have the books? Dada, may I ask you to please, ekhane, Nurul Huda, he'll do it. হ্যাঁ দিয়ে দিচ্ছি হ্যাঁ পেছন দিয়ে দাও So this is the formal inauguration. And yes, আমি কি এটা একটু খুলে দেবেন একটু formally? না এই ফিতেটা এটা আপনারা ধরলেই হবে Mia, congratulations and thank you all for your support. Thank you. Sure.
শুভ সময়, গুড টাইম ফর এভরিবডি। আমি কথা বলতে দাঁড়িয়েছি এই জন্য আমি বাংলাদেশ থেকে এসেছি এবং বাংলা একাডেমিকে বাংলাদেশকে আমি প্রতিনিধিত্ব করি। আর আমাদের এই যে বুক লঞ্চিং বলে প্রোগ্রামটা শুরু হয়েছে, বাংলাদেশের যে অমর একুশে গ্রন্থমেলা, যার সঙ্গে কবি রঞ্জিত দাস সহ এই এলাকার সব কবি সাহিত্যিকরাই পরিচিত, তারা জানেন এই যে মোড়ক উন্মোচন বলে এই যে কথাটি বুক রিলিজ, এটি আমাদের এই মেলায় কবি অরুণদাও এখানে আছেন আমি জানি, যে আপনারা জানেন এটা শুরু হয়েছিল। আজকে এখানেও আমরা সেটা দেখলাম, বুক লঞ্চিং, বুক রিলিজ, জার্নাল রিলিজ, এই বিষয়টি শুরু হয়েছে। আমার ভালো লাগছে, এবং বাংলাদেশের পক্ষ থেকে, বাংলা ভাষাভাষী মানুষের পক্ষ থেকে, সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের পক্ষ থেকে, কারণ আজকে আমরা একটা জিনিস বুঝতে পারছি যে ভাষার ভিতর যে একটি দূরত্ব আছে, সেই দূরত্বকে ঘুচিয়ে দেওয়ার একটা চেষ্টা করছেন অ্যান্টনিম। এটাকে আমি বলি, আমার নিজের ভাষায় বলি ভাষা সাম্য। এই সাম্যের একটা প্রতীক হয়ে থাকবে এই প্রকাশনা। ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংকস এভরিবডি।
ধন্যবাদ দাদা, এরকম উৎসাহ পাই বলেই আমরা সাহস করে এগিয়ে যাই। We'll next release Ikaro Valderrama's new book. And may I ask Ms. Anju Makhija to please do us the honors. We have the other books as well.
You help me open. I have only one hand. Mystics. Ikaro. Lovely. Open it up and take a nice shot of it. Give a big hand for Ikaro. Big
Yes,
hand
sir.
for Ikaro here. He does some wonderful things with music and words. And I'm really looking forward to that. So when is your program now? Next? Tomorrow. So we should all be here and hear him. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, as Ranujitda pointed out, Kolkata is familiar with another Valderrama, magical presence on the football field, but here we have another Valderrama who is again a magical presence on the stage. And we are looking forward to your performance, and congratulations on your new book. And we'll now move on to the last book release, and something, as I said, is very, very close to our heart, something that we've been eagerly waiting for all these months. So may I ask Sachidanandanji to kindly release the very first print issue of the Antonym magazine. And may I ask the team which has worked so hard for these few months to please come on stage. Vishnupriya, Orithro, is Poulomi there? Poulomi, Advaito, is Advaito there? Orithro, Poulomi, Advaito, Vishnupriya, please. It's your hard work. And I would really like to congratulate this very young but very dynamic editorial team of the Antonym. They've done wonders. Congratulations. Orithro. Can we have a big, big round of applause for this young team and their very young magazine? Thank you, Ranjita. Would you like to say a few words? Vishnupriya, would you like to say a few words? Please be seated. And then Sachidanandanji, please.
Shubho Shandha. Good evening, everyone. Like all journeys, Antonym too started off with a fistful of big dreams. The dream of building a connection between the voices, words, and arts of the world with that of ours, through developing, exploring the scope of literary translation and creative writing. Antonym came to be at the time when the world was shifting gears and veering into a path unknown under the raging threat of the pandemic. Hours and weeks, unearthed from the new normal scheme of time, was spent building the online journal that has so far published literary works translated to English from over 30 languages. Being the editor of a space with such diversity is daunting, to say the least. So we held hands. Our editorial team, consisting of readers, copy editors, designers, and writers themselves, sit across the globe. We build the antonym together. But why print, when the general trend is to flow on the other direction? Why did we choose to descend the cloud and walk on the street? Or rather, have a parallel run offline? I'll give you the short answer. Because we believe as mediums, they are irreplaceable. One owns an almost infinite freedom of space. The other thrives in its physicality, shape, feel, volume, and smell, and words. One requires daily tech support, efficient maneuver of metadata. For the other, we spend days debating paper quality, binding, and the sizes for all little things. Both are beautiful, both are special. For our first issue in print, we wanted to keep diversity at the heart of the content curation. We wanted our love of literary translation intact. We wanted to keep our love for literary translation intact, and our passion for arts, fluidity of forms, and dialogues alive. Of course, we are a long way to perfection, but we intend to continue trying to close the distance as we move forward. It is an absolute honor to have your esteemed lot join us on this very, very special moment. I believe we are only at the threshold of a long, long journey, and starting today, you all belong to us. And as we belong to you. Give us a read, write and translate. And if we are worth it, let us fly together. Let us connect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Satyananji. Now that you've had time to just flip through the magazine, would you like to say a few words? Encourage us?
Yeah, not much, but when the world seems to be collapsing around us, perhaps poetry is the last thing that we stick to. And when the world seems to be getting divided further and further, poetry is the one thing that keeps us united. And that's why poetry becomes an essential force, a life force in our lives, in human lives. And I have always felt that poetry is the mother tongue of mankind, and it is our duty, the duty of the writers as well as the readers, to keep this great, dense art of words alive for all time. And I'm sure Antonym will go a long way in creating new poetry, in translating poetry, in spreading the culture of poetry, and thus helping bring the people of different backgrounds and different cultures and regions together. Let Antonym grow, and let all of us support this journal. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind and encouraging words. And yes, with your support, we hope to grow together. And now it's really time for the warm cup of tea that we've all waiting for. And after that, another event that we all have been waiting for, we'll have Satchidanandanji read out poetry for us. So let's take a short break, let's mingle, let's just have some tea and come back. Thank you.